Okay, Shalom Aleichem. We're going to continue another 10 minutes, Sichos Haran. We're up to 14, yeah? Yidalet. So Nachman starts off, he says, Ani mekane ma'oids ish kosher shekorin erlich yehidi. Erlich yehid. He says, I'm mekane very much, I'm jealous very much of a kosher yid that they call erlich yid. That's what he says. He says, because it appears that he's walking around as a ben adam, just like a regular person, in dakin, v'charkosha, v'avorim, just with a body and bones and limbs and everything. Kishor kol ha'olam, just like everyone else. He explains, av b'chen, he says, but even though be'emes he inyan achel legamrei, such a erlich yid, he's a total different human being. Continuing, let's hear. Ki ish kosher, he says, because the ish kosher, he's talking about an erlich yid, okay? Yoker ma'oid, it's very precious. Ashrei loy, how fortunate. We have to, understand a little bit what this, erlich yid, it's going back 200 years ago, Nachman was describing erlich yid, okay? Continuing, yeah? He explained the ikar, the main thing is, in serving of Hashem, he haratzon v'hakesifin. It's a person's desire and his, kesifin is his, kesifin, yearning, very, very much wants it, yeah? Even though he does not able to accomplish, yeah? As explained in, this is one of the, in a certain Chitim around Torah, continuing, because he explains, because we actually do have to try to take out from potential into actualization, right? Continuing, and he just brings you also that Kiafa Pisha Oinus Rachmana Patre. He says, because even though we know Chazal tell us that if a person is an oinus, then he's not held accountable. Even though he says that's referring to somebody that he's looking to kind of get off the hook. Right? But he explains but he says a person should not calm himself down by he's pater because he's an einus. He says rak las is avoid the foil. Person has to genuinely want to actually accomplish whatever he's trying to do in actualization. As explains this whole concept in this Kutmaran Torah, as he just explained, above. He says, even though it's still very good when a person grabs onto this, to this, which is Shani writes in Lotzais that he doesn't want to just be exempt from this, from the fact that he's an einus. Rather, he has this, great desires, kesufim, and great ones to merit to liskas lasses avoid Hashem befile to want to actually accomplish whatever it is in avoid Hashem in actualization. Now he continues, this rotzen in itself is very, very great. Then even if, and then if so, in the end, he honest, he is held back from doing whatever he's trying to do, and he doesn't merit to do that avodah. That rotzen, as explained above, that's very good. Okay, that's the end of Yadalah. Just to sum this up, he's explaining, he says, I'm very jealous. I'm a kind of ish kosher, a kosher yid that they call erlich yid, because he says, when you see somebody like that, it appears it's just another person. You should know it's not. It's something very special. And he explains that the main thing is to have this rotzen and kasufin to to accomplish. And even though a person could try, and if he's held back, he is putter from it because he is an honest, and he says no, that's not what he's referring to. He's referring to someone that the rotzen is to not be held back, because the genuine rotzen and the kasufin are to really accomplish. Okay, he's clarifying that it's not the Erlich year that he's referring to is not an Erlich year that's he's trying and he has a setback. Let's just I'll give an example. It's Shabbos morning and it's pouring rain outside, pouring. You can stay home, or you get your big raincoat and you go to shul. But you definitely could stay home potentially. It's pouring rain. Sometimes you can't get it to shul, but the desire has to be, Hashem, I want to accomplish. And he says there's a certain Torah with Moran that he goes through this whole concept. So he says that type of Erlich he is, and even if in the end he can't, that desire, that's very, very good. But he's clarifying that it's not that a person saying he wants to, but he's held back, so I can't do it. No, that a person shouldn't be happy with that. A person should want to actually take it out from potential into actualization. Okay, we're gonna do another one. Okay, Tezvov. Okay, 15. He says the following. Nachman says, Omar. He says, "She chachma and malacha gedola lias k'moy behema." Listen to this. He says it's a chachma and it's a malacha, a great malacha, a great type of skill to be like a behema, like an animal. Let's explain. It continues. This is an aspect of behema. Okay, which means it's coming from the Torah, but it's referring to all those that Hashem put chachma in them, behema, but he's touching it as behema. Continuing, he explains. He says it's actually it's a chachma to make yourself like a behema. It brings you from Chazal al pasuk Adam b'vehema t'shia Hashem. Yeah, he explains this is Edu b'nei Adam. These are the people she'arimim b'das. These are the people that are actually very, very smart. In their das in the semen atzmon kavehema, but they put themselves like a behema. And like Asif says from Tehillim, I'm like an animal, and I don't know. So that's the end of that. Just to sum it up, Reb Nachman was saying that there's a time when you actually it's a great chachma and it's a great malacha to make yourself like a behema, and it's this has to be understood properly, but a behema, obviously, you're not supposed to take the full, role of a behema. That's why he says it's a chachma and a malacha gedola to be like a behema at certain times. Which, one example comes to my mind is we know that a behema, an animal, when it's hungry, okay, it will eat, but when it's full, an animal will stop eating. Because that's the animal. A person, we have the ability to, we're above the animal, right? We could overeat and we can get temporary pleasure from it, but right. So in such a situation, it would be very, a big chachma to know how to make yourself like a behema, to be able to slow down and 1 minute, am I full? But again, he starts off. It's a chachma and a malacha gedola. Another small example, we know, I'm going to leave it at that. And obviously each person, you have to realize, Reb Nachman was giving over these conversations for everyone. on their level, and you take out from this, each person take out on their own different concepts from the different conversations. Okay, we're gonna stop over here.